Narsimha, Sagarika cannot join because she just called me. She told me, so we can continue.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she has something I think to do, so she will not be able to join today.
Fine, I think we can continue, right?
Correct. Yes.
Fine, then. So let's start. So I think in the last session we talked about web services transformation, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So in reality, what happens is using web services transformation, right, one can start performing the real-time data integration. So which means as and when the data comes in, right, we can start getting it processed. I can just think this particular statement against with what the example that we did. For example, let us say these web services would keep on getting changed day to day, whether they could be freely available uh, web services or it could be commercial, whatever, right? They would keep on getting changed. Now, the question, how are we going to avail such kind of what up to dated information? So that's where we go with a real time, meaning as and when the service or corresponding data is ready, right? We should be in a position to get it processed with no time slice. That's where real time integration would come in, right? So, so that would be accomplished by using what web services transformation. But prior to that, we should have configured properly. That we need to make sure. That's only one-time job. It's a static configuration, right? From there on, things would happen automatically. Yeah, that's a one part of it. Now I can ask question: can't we do it by using what batch mode or near real-time mode? Answer is no. In batch, as we all know that there are two subcategories. One, on-demand execution, and second, based on the schedule. In first case, humans would get involved in order to invoke any task or task flow. But in case of schedule, as the name suggests, we specify the date and time. Based on that, appropriate task or task flows will get executed. Yes, sir. So that's what happens in case of what? Batch. In this approach, there is no way of achieving the real-time data integration because there is a lag. In the sense, let's say we get data at 5 a.m. EST, but our scheduled date and time would be 6 a.m. IST. So in that case, we are predefining the date and time. Based on that, invocation would take place. Remember that, right? So, but in real time, it's not like that. This particular task or task flow would be up and running always, which means as and when the data is ready, you should be in a position to get it processed without any delay or without any time slice. Remember that. And that's a difference. But there is another mode which we call near real time mode. So near real time mode is a combination of real time and batch, which means part of the functionality would be obtained from the batch mode and part of the functionality would be obtained from real time. For instance, near real time means we specify the periodicity, meaning what? Do we need to execute this particular task or task flow, let's say every 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 1 hour or whatsoever? So that will be predefined. So based on that, invocation would take place. But then on what basis we are saying that this is a part of real time? Because in near real time also, we build a service and the service is a long running process that will be up and running always. That's where the part of the service functionality has been derived here. Then why it is a batch, part of it batch? Because we specify periodicity. So that is why near real time is a combination of both real time and batch. Any questions in this? Yeah. So
Yes.
that's about mode of execution, right? Now the next question. Let us say we need to start what you call getting multiple freely available services configured. Yeah. Then how do we take care of it? There's a question mark, right? For example, yesterday we just talked about one conversion example. Yeah. Can we do similar kind of activity that we get it from multiple medias or multiple web services? Answer is yes. Yeah. We can make sure that all of those services would be executed either in parallel or in sequential. So that's very much possible in reality, right? Now, the next question is what? Can we process this particular what unstructured data? So far, what we did was we dealt with what structured data. Yes or no? Like reading the data from a flat file or through an application. Yes or no? Through an application. Yes or no? Application means like service, right? It would be in the form of what? Application, but in a portal. That's it. So that's only one difference between standalone and web-based applications, right? Now the question, let us say there is unstructured data which is available in the form of what? Log files or social media sites like a YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever, Reddit, and any other blogs also, right? So where the data would be represented in unstructured form. Now the question, do we have any way to process such kind of data within IICS or not? Right? So that's going to be the question mark. Answer is what? Yes. To say yes, we have got another transformation which we call structured parser transformation. Yeah. So using which we could able to achieve this functionality, which is processing unstructured data to structured. Now, in between, how this conversion would take place, that's where Informatica Cloud follows what? CLAIR architecture, CLAIR, within which it would make use of artificial intelligence, which in turn would make use of different kinds of machine learning algorithms through which it would predict and build a model or build the structured part, which means unstructured data would then convert it to structured data by using what? Pre-built AI models which are derived from appropriate one or more machine learning algorithms. But do we need to worry about what it does? Yes, from the user perspective, we don't need to worry. But in reality, that's what happens internally. Now the question, what all we need to understand from the user perspective? That's where we have got what you call model. So which has got a pre-built framework that would facilitate us to configure and get this particular unstructured data converted to structured data. Remember that. Yeah. So that is the one part of discussion when it comes to what converting unstructured to structured. Now the question. So this thing should happen based on whenever you wanted it. To do that, we use what? Structure parser transformation, where we can configure or we can use the model, yeah, which was built by using Clay, right? And take that as an input as part of structured parser. Rest would be taken care by structured parser transformation, right? So that's it. Like how this particular structured parser transformation will be used. Fine, right? So yeah, I think now you can try to share a desktop, Mir.
Sure, Nasim. Go ahead.
Yeah, please share a desktop.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Can you see? Can you see my screen? Hey, Narsima, can you see my screen or?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. Did we lose Narsima or he's there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I can see it. Actually, I was mute actually. Yeah. Fine. Let it go on. So meantime, I'll just try to cover some more examples within this parser transformation. Yeah. Fine. So yeah. Now let us take some examples. I think as we discussed earlier, like a PDF documents or Word documents, data from any social media sites. Right? They're the examples, right? Yeah. So in this, on today's session, probably will take the one which we have already understood about the unstructured data, right? Like for example, if you take a log file data, yes or no? Yeah. So log file data will be expressed in the form of what? Unstructured, like session log, we know, right? Yeah. So that particular session log would be created by using what? DTM architecture. We all know that. Yeah. In the sense, DTM architecture, based on DTM architecture, right? The log would differ from lines to lines. First few lines it would look in one way, other second set of lines would look in different, and so on. Yes or no? Now the question, because if the data has been represented, which is a mix of different categories or different types, then they will be part of unstructured, right? Now the question, how are we going to read such kind of what? Unstructured data. So that's where what I call this model based on AI, right, is going to help us to convert. Because it itself has got predictive or pre-built algorithms that would take care of understanding this input data and get it converted to what structured form, like tables or XML form or JSON form or model form. There are the examples of what structured. Yeah, that's one thing. Now let us say once you are done with that, let us say any change that we do with respect to source log, will it get reflected? Answer is yes anyway, but we can also try and see whether it would work as expected or not. That's going to be the second part of it. Yeah. Similarly, same deletion part, deletion anyway it works if we try to modify and make it work, right? That anyway it will work properly. Yeah. So besides to that, in case if you want to what let's say extend this to very large volume of data, answer is what yes, that also can be done. But in this environment, we have got limited resources, right? So we cannot able to, or we can't perform this activity. Yeah. So if you have very, let's say, like for example, assuming that for processing, we are using a cloud environment with what I call some resources where we have used pay per use a model, right? In that case, also we can just connect n number of resources where we need to make sure that n number of agents which are ready to use so that things will happen parallelly with n number of agents so that execution or invocation of this particular task flow happens much faster than expected. Yeah. So that's where this particular what I call structured parser, would take care of it. Yeah. So, but anyway, so let us try to refresh and see. Umesh.
Okay.
Try to refresh it. Yeah, press enter. Yeah, enter. Yes, it's ready. Now let's go to File Explorer and see whether we have got this sample data or not.
Mm,
Source. Wait. Yeah, yes, there is a task log. Can you see here? Last one. Last one. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So I've just copied some a few lines from session log. Yes or no? Here we can see what manager, then followed by date and time and the kind of factor that it performed on which date and time that got performed. So that we can see in first line. So same thing we can see second and third. So third one is what? Mapping. Likewise, so things would get changed as you go down. With respect to number of characters or spaces or whatever, right? They'll be changed. See here, first line, if you look at, right, we got open bracket, close bracket, colon, dot, yeah, and multiple and open parentheses and close parentheses. In next line, we can see similar things. That's okay. In third line, we can't see that. Yeah, we can't means what? We cannot see open parenthesis and close parenthesis. Example. So this clearly indicates so input data contains a mix of several types. Remember that. So that is why I've just taken the simple example to start with, like how this particular unstructured data would look like. As per the definition, how to define unstructured is the input data which is not represented in a structured form. Meaning structured means if the input data which is shown up with well-defined format, the format will be expressed based on what? Column delimiter, row delimiter, end of file marker. Similarly, in relational tables, we all know it would follow what pre-built specification. Yeah? So, but which means ultimately they follow what predefined format or well-defined format. But it's, which is not the case over here. Yes, sir. So that is why this particular example is part of what unstructured. Yeah. Now let us try to convert this to what structured. So for that, go to data integration, a new components. So can you see intelligent structure model? If you try to read the text, like what you could see here, right? Yeah. So it clearly says that after you create this particular intelligent structure model, you can associate it with what? Structure parser transformation. For what? To get the data processed. Which means model would be taken as input to the structure parser transformation. Yeah. So now the question, what would be the input to build a model? Answer is what? Unstructured data. You can take that as an input, import the data, and get it converted. After discovery, which means there is a concept of discover using which it is going to carry out analysis. As a result of it, you will get to see the structured data. So which will be expressed based on what? A model or a JSON or XML or relational, any form. But ultimately, they're all part of what? Structured category. Now let us try to click on create. Yes, now I can supply the name. So intelligent model underscore log.
Create file sampling, entire file or schema. Choose file.
Sorry.
No, I was just reading this.
Yes. So this is what we are trying to read, right? Now click on discover structure. Yes. So that's where this particular AI is going to play a very key role over here, right? Can you see here? If you look at this particular model, right, which is represented based on what? Hierarchy, where topmost one is table, then element, and what are the elements we have? Value 1, token, sub element, and value 2. Then within sub element, which is a substructure, where we can see date time. Within date time substructure, we can see date and time, which means input data, it has been converted to what? Model form. Now, can we see in other forms? Answer is yes. Click on relational output tab. There is a tab, right? Yeah. So can you see here on the right side, there are 5 columns, like a value 1, token, date, time, and value 2, and corresponding data. You can clearly see, right? Yeah.
Yes.
That's one form. Similarly, we can also see in some other forms if needed.
How does it
So,
differentiate, Narsimha? Like, so you showed us some log file data, right?
okay,
Yeah. So IACS, it does internally all this based on the data
exactly,
or something.
exactly. See, it takes input data. It would
Mm-hmm.
look at what deep learning techniques within this particular sample data. So, within deep learning, it would look at what multiple tokens and identify the tokens and get it parsed by using what appropriate tokenization process, and then arrive to one particular format, like what we could see over here. That's what happens internally, Vipula. So as a result of it, we could able to see the structure data. Yeah, that's what I just talked about high level, but Probably I'll talk about with much more details probably when I start this particular chat GPT or AI with ML. Yeah. So that's a different story, but that's what normally happens. People I got right.
Yeah, go ahead. I got it.
Okay. So now we have seen the structured form, right? Like so JSON or XML, whatever, right? So now click on JSON XML. Yes. Can you see here? Document, then table. Table is a root, right? Then within that element, we have seen it in relational also. Then under that data, value one token, then date time substructure within that date and time, then value two, over. That's one record. So likewise, we can see other records in the bottom. Again, second element, second started second element and corresponding record. Third element, corresponding record. That's it. Yeah. So this is how this what XML representative would take place. So you can also click on JSON, show JSON. In the right top, you can see show JSON, right? Yeah. Can you see here? So JSON is a very simpler form and easy to understand where you can see what. So top level structure is what contains value one, token value two. Substructure contains date time, where date and time data members or attributes. Similarly, second record and third record in the bottom right. See every record, right? It will be within what open and close curly braces. That's a syntax, yeah. And corresponding data can be seen, yeah, accordingly. Like whatever we have seen in XML form, right? Same thing. It is an enhanced form of what XML. That is why nowadays most of the people they would prefer to go with what JSON over XML because one, it is easy to use, easy to understand, easy to maintain, and also faster processing. Because of these reasons, most of the people they would prefer to go with what JSON over XML. So that's what happens in reality, right? So I hope we all understood, right? In model form, relational form, XML form, and JSON form. These are all part of what structured category. All that we could able to see it. Now, the next question: how to make use of it so that we can get it processed? So that's going to be the next question. Let us try doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We can just save this and close. So now let us build a mapping.
Nachama, just wanted to know, like now we are trying to do get some unstructured data and store it in form of structured. Is that correct?
Right, you are right.
And so one of the type is like log data, any programming
Yes.
log data.
Yeah.
So apart from logging data, is there any examples of unstructured data?
Many things like PDF documents, data from Word documents, and data from Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or Reddit or any other blogs. You can think of many more examples. Vipul.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So now let's go to File Explorer and see how to read this particular log. To do that, there is a log path. Like in case of hierarchy parser, right? Yes or no? What we did, we have just followed like indirect form, right? Which means you will have top level file. Under that, we could say what path to actual data file. Yes or no? Same way here also we should follow the same thing. Open logpath.txt and see what it contains. Umar, open logpath.txt. There is one more file, right?
Yes.
Yes. You can change this path, C:\source. Or slash is missing after C:.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it. Now, now go try to build a mapping, new mapping.
Log path. We need to select it. Or we need to select
Yes,
any source.
log path only because that's where we have data, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Now drag and drop structure parser. Oh, it's not there, huh? This is the one. Yeah, so configuration is more or less similar to hierarchy
Yeah.
parser. Yeah.
Output is
The
a
initial output could be any form like relational, JSON, XML, Avro, Parquet, whatever. Yeah. So let us say we are using default relational. Just select relational. Yeah. Later we can change it. So that's it. Now go to incoming fields. So if nothing is there, right? You need to map it. Please map from source to structured parser.
So I need to create one, right?
No. In mapping, right? You need to connect source to structured parser. Yes. Now you'll get to see that, right? That's it.
Yeah, it's a string field.
Yeah. Now, yeah. The next question. You need to go to field mapping and map this log path to file path in structured parser. Yes. So which means, yeah, it is already done. Now you can see, right? Map field is what? Log path and corresponding data will be derived from that. Yeah. See, metadata, it has got less number of characters, 4096 at precision. But in data, in binary form, it contains what? More precision because we expect more data or more characters. Yeah. Which means the first line indicates metadata, second indicates data. It's as simple as that. Right? So that's it. Now you can look at the output fields. So there are two groups, right? One to capture structured, like value, one token, all that, right? I think we have seen these fields as part of structure model itself, intelligent structure model itself. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that's it. Yeah. So now let us try to map from structured parser to target. Mapping. Yeah. Select last second one, which is element. Yeah.
Okay. But we
Confirm with
don't
the
have a relational database, right? We need to change it.
sorry.
We don't have a relational database.
No. Relational could be even file also. That is fine. You
Okay.
can specify the file.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
See, database ultimately, if it drill down, right, it would
So it
boils
will
down to
create a
what?
structure in the in the table forms.
Exactly.
I see.
Yes. Anyway, there are 3 rows from the source file, right? So all of them have been transferred. We
Okay.
got it, right? So that's it. Now probably can just change it to some other format like a JSON or XML and see whether we could able to get to see that or not. You can make a copy of this mapping. Make a copy.
Okay.
Now go to Explore.
Yes. Come on.
Just yes, on the right side. Yeah.
Copy. Yes. Let's create an JSON format.
So, so we are creating JSON output file or JSON read file.
Output. Input is same. Only output
Input is
differs.
same, right?
Yes. So like we have data processor transformation power center, right? So this is similar to that. In data processor also we can convert input to what multiple forms. Yeah. Yeah, can you see here? So we got all 3 rows, right? Output is a header. Within that, we could able to see 3 blocks in it, and each block corresponds to 1 row. Like a first block, manager 1, followed by other values, date, time, and so on. And then second block contains again manager followed by rest and so on, right? I think we got all the rows right here.
Yes.
And that's it. So yeah, probably can change it to XML and see whether it comes as expected or not. Yeah? And then we'll come out from this.
One quick question, Rachima. It doesn't show you the row process, right? This is how does it show how many rows were processed when reading from source?
Oh, while running, huh?
Yes.
Okay. In commercial, you'll get to see that. In open, in trail, we can't. Yes. At the end only we can see it. But if you have large number of records, right, here also we can see that. In between, if you try to refresh, no, you will see how many rows have been processed. But small, it will
No,
not.
from source. Let's say if there are like 100 source and it just, let's say you have a filter, right? From source, you have 100 record and you're filtering the data. So it will just show you the row process, like only the data that has been loaded, but it will not show you the actual source count.
Yes. But it's not,
But
it will not
no,
show.
actually, in Power Center we have log files, right? Like when even when the job is running, we can see what is going on. So how can we
Yes,
see
yes.
that here?
So that much we don't have it. So workflow monitor is much better than this my jobs. So yes, they're still working on it. Yes, in commercial, yes, you'll get some more information, but not as we have it in workflow monitor till now. Yeah.
Okay, but in commercial, you have it, right? Like we can see.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Fine, you got XML, huh?
Yes. Let me open this. Yeah.
Yes, I think we got it right. Same thing, same as JSON only the syntax it is different. Correct, no?
Yes.
It is clear, right? Vipula.
Yeah, so yeah, so first we created one intelligent. First we created, right, that
Model.
we yeah, yeah, model, intelligent model. So you provided the file just to give the syntax what kind of data it is expecting, right? Based on that, it
Mm,
created some yeah, artificial intelligence model, correct?
yes,
But you are passing the input data as a file with the path, correct?
yes. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It
got
is
it.
just like a browsing and specify the file name.
Okay, I'm
So
good.
that's it about this structure parser transformation. Can you please go to that mapping and see what else is left over in mappings? Yeah, just create and see. Try to scroll down. What we have not covered?
Clans
Express
duplicate expression
expression is not there. Expression is there. Then Java. Then come down normalizer.
and
Maplet.
maplet also we did not cover, right?
Which one? Maplet, right?
Yeah, and parse.
Yes.
Lookup.
Lookup is done, I think, right? Connected, unconnected.
Okay,
Yes.
No?
maybe I
Looks like
missed
you
it.
have
Yeah,
you missed it.
yeah,
I think recording
yeah.
call you can just play. No?
Yeah,
So I think rest.
Narasimha, just one thing. So here, the sample data that we see log file, it's like each record, each line that we are seeing, it's like something similar, right? Like you'll be seeing some date and time, and then you're saying your so first is message, and then after that, the next is value, something like that. It is different. It is it um so
Yes.
what if I have a data like every row or something that is different, some is having some multimedia message and then some is text, how does it create?
That's what I was saying. PDF document, right? See, PDF document contains what mix of different types. So first, let us say paragraph, and second, let
Mm,
us say link, like embedded links, and third,
mm,
let us say table, and fourth, let us say object included in it, and fifth, let us say some other textual information, which means a document is a collection of several types. Yes or no?
yes,
So in that
yes.
case also, it would take care of converting that to structured form. Vipula?
Okay, so it will be
You got
creating the
it?
model based on that. Okay.
Exactly. That's what we got pre-built predictive models, which would take the responsibility of converting this to structured form. Yeah. For example, let us say, just to make you in simple terms, right? Make it to understand simple terms. Like for example, we have got bunch of AI tools in the market, like ChatGPT, Bird, Copilot, and so on, right? If you try to supply unstructured input to those AI tools, they would take the responsibility of converting that to structured. But that particular feature has been embedded as part of this particular claim model. Yeah, which means we can break down two this input data in two parts. One, independently convert unstructured to structured by using AI tools, and then you can take that as an input to this IAC. That's one way. But instead of doing that, they themselves, in a sense, Informatica, they have integrated with what? Third-party AI model or AI tools, yeah, which are based on LLP or LLM or NLP or whatever. So based on that, it would convert to our own desired format. Yeah. Thereafter, if you want to get it processed, we use structured parser. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So whatever that intelligent AI tool that is used, you're saying that's
Yes,
inbuilt
internally
in
it's
the
going to make use of AI.
IACS tool, right?
Yes, it's not. Yeah, IACS they have just provided interface to like how to make use of third-party AI tools or AI algorithm, right? So
Okay, good.
if you try to browse and try to discover, right, underneath it is going to make use of appropriate AI algorithm, which will boils down to what? Converting input data to what? Structured form, right? But we don't get to see that over here, but that's what happens internally. Okay.
Yeah, got it, got it.
Yeah. So that's it. So we have got some more, a couple of transformations. So after that, we will start getting into this what task, right? Task, I think we have not covered, right? Synchronization we discussed. Other things we have not discussed. Replication, other types of tasks, right? So we'll do that from tomorrow onwards. Yeah? If you have any questions till now, probably can just shoot out. Because if you try to start, let's say either new task or new transformation, right? So time may not be sufficient to get it completed. Yeah. So, but yes, we can use this time for question answers. Yeah. So you can ask any kind of question. Yeah? So this is one thing, right? So you also need to what understand some AI tools also nowadays, right? Because things are getting evolved in what you call AI side quite a lot, right? So I think we all need to upskill from not only this data integration, we also need to what get into what up to dated tools like AI tools or like ChatGPT or prompt engineering. So those things also we need to understand so that you can also think like while building a solution, can we get newer capabilities of what we have on those latest tools or not? So that it's easy to build a solution rather than what you call getting stick to only the features of what could be supported by Informatica Cloud. Just to upskill. But it's not mandatory. If we have it, it's an added advantage. If not, we just have to stick to whatever this guy supports.
Quick question, Nacho. So, what about this export? And are we going to? I'm sorry. Are you going to show us how to integrate data like from any
For
Salesforce or
person,
like AWS to roll like from Power Center to IICS code? How
yes.
can we?
Yes, I
Okay.
think we talked about typically. If you go to this maplets, right? There's a maplets asset, right? Click on maplets where we can see PC import. Second, so
Okay.
using that interface, we can import maplets from the power center. Yeah,
But in the Power Center, the maplet is a different concept, right?
reusable thing, right? Yeah,
Yeah, but what about the workflow level export if you have from the Power Center?
yeah. You'll have one more what you call interface here to import what workflow also. So we can also import workflow. Yeah, not in
Okay.
task flows. It will be either in tasks or in what? Yeah, you can just try to see it. Or else style version they would have taken out. It was there earlier as part of this.
Okay.
This is yeah, this second one. Third one, we also have got a pre-built tool directly, which is not enabled as part of trail. If try to cancel this or go to components, yeah. Yeah, here also they have taken out. Yeah, that's fine. Cancel this. Yeah, workflow was there. We can import workflow also. And not only that, there is a tool actually. If you try to click on integration drop down, right, in the left top, click on it. No, no, left top. Yeah, right side. Yeah, click on it. And click on show all services in the left bottom, right? Yes. Now, yeah, now you can just search, go down. Yeah, can you see here? Third one, cloud data integration for Power Center. Yeah. So we can use that. Yeah. Likewise, we got many other commercial available services like Claire GPT, which is generatively transformer models. Just scroll down a little bit. So we got many data quality and governance clouds also. Yeah. So like data governance and catalog, like EDC we call, right? Enterprise data catalog and Axon. Yeah. And we can also see in the bottom right some more services which are not enabled. Like yes. So can you see here? PC to cloud conversion. Can you see here? This tool we can use it. Power Center to cloud. So that's a pre-built service itself. If you try to supply Power Center workflow or whatever, right? It would just get it converted to this is ISCS understandable format. Umar?
Okay.
Okay.
So what about
So that's
the
it. Yeah.
debugger mode here in the powers in the IACS? Like,
So see, debugger as such we don't have it, but we have got in similar way. Like one is what logs, right?
yeah, we're
And
both
second is what?
using yes, correct.
Yeah. Second is what we have got. There is a advanced view of logs where we can see complete tree form and using which we could able to debug. But as such, we don't have any parallel debugger like what we have in Power Center, like where we can set up the breakpoint and step in, step out, continue, all such things can be done in Power Center, right? That's what you are referring to, right, Umer?
Yes.
Yes. We can't do that over here, but instead, we clearly get to see what complete flow chart and flowchart you'll have complete path, right? Like how this particular execution has taken place. So where we can clearly see all of them. What are the input variables, output variables, and what comes in, what goes out, what has happened. Complete path of execution can be seen. If you have such kind of detailed flow, right? So parallel debugger is not required, right? So that's why they have just given in some other form over here. But anyway, I'll show that like how it would look like. Ume.
Okay. Sure.
Fine. Yeah.
And what about the
So
are you going to show us how to create a connection to any cloud environment through IICS, like let's say AWS or any
or Salesforce, whatever.
yes.
Yeah, either Salesforce Cloud or AWS or Google Cloud or whatever, right? Azure, whatever, right? Yes,
Yes.
I'll try to show one example like Salesforce or whatever. So same way we can go with some other cloud
Okay.
environments. Yeah.
Sure.
Fine then. So we'll stop here. We'll continue from it tomorrow. Fine. Tomorrow we'll try to focus on the task or some other transformation. Fine.
Okay. Sure, definitely. Thank you.
Okay. Then. Yeah. Thanks to all.
Sure. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.